Ladies and gentlemen, I tell you now, the controversy surrounding Snow White, as you can see with the title, the thumbnail, it gets worse. By the way, this film is set to be released on March 21st. It is the 14th of March as of making this video, and the backlash, the drama, it goes on and on and on and on. And we all know why at this point, Disney's whole approach with this film, because it is 2025, so naturally Snow White has to be a boss girl character. So static. So brave. Nobody's tired of it. It's actually quite groundbreaking, and you've got to give Disney credit for going down this direction because nobody's ever done it before. But let's be honest, regardless of all of that, it is mainly because of the woman who is playing Snow White, Rachel Zegler. Man, I have never in my life seen somebody ruin a whole film like this, and we all know what she said in the past. I don't have to go through it because the article we're going to be checking out today is obviously going to mention it. And by the way, this is absolutely insane. The Daily Mail have reported that Disney do not know what to do with Rachel Zegler, and apparently she is out of control. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think it's fair to say there might be some regret with this casting choice, but I'm not going to waste any more of your time because we have a lot to get through. But before we get into it, as always, if you could, make sure to leave a like rating as it really helps out the video. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video, and let's get into it. So as I said earlier, man, the Daily Mail have reported, and this is crazy, shocking new claims about woke Snow White star Rachel Zegler as Disney ramps up damage control after controversy. So for those of you that don't know as well, Disney and Rachel Zegler have been doing some lackluster damage control, and it hasn't worked. I can't believe this late on they're doing damage control. It doesn't make any sense. Just own it at this point, man. Snow White star Rachel Zegler is out of control and causing a major headache for Disney ahead of the movie's release, an insider has revealed. A source told Page 6 the company doesn't know what to do with Zegler 23 because of her repeated insistence on airing her progressive views. The actress refused to sing the beloved song, Someday My Prince Will Come. She apparently refused to sing the song. But that is from the 1937 Disney classic, stating it was weird that the movie focused on Snow White's love story with a guy who literally stalks her. You know, I've said throughout this whole thing, the person you want playing Snow White is somebody who hates the original story. We didn't do that this time. I was scared of the original version. I think I watched it once and never picked it up again. What is she on about? Zegler told Variety in 2022. Instead, the tune has been replaced with the feminist anthem, Waiting on a Wish, when the $270 million remake hits theaters on March 21st. Zegler said her character is not going to be saved by the prince. She's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be. What a total joke. Additionally, her pro-Palestine stance is also proving problematic for Disney bosses, who are said to have repeatedly called her and her agents to try and get her to tone down her posts on the issue. Israeli co-star Gal Gadot plays the evil queen in the movie, although she and Zegler are said to have gotten on well during filming. Disney's lead actress is out of control. A source told Page 6 they don't know what to do. She's an outspoken 20-something, and Disney chiefs have called her directly and asked her to tone down her posts. They've called her management, but she won't listen. So why did you keep her? Doesn't make any sense. But you think about it, could they actually fire her? Because they backed themselves into a corner with this progressive approach, because I can guarantee you, if they took that step and got rid of her, the woke mob would come out and say, oh my gosh, you're so racist, how dare you do it? As they always do. The interesting thing is, if it was the other way around and it was a conservative or somebody who's right-wing talking about things, they would get fired instantly. This is what politics does, ladies and gentlemen, and Disney have really dug their own grave with this. Does anybody feel sorry for them? Nah. It's been this way the entire way through filming, but it's the tying of her politics to Snow White that is upsetting. Disney executives trumpeted the cast of Zegler, who is Latina, looks like Snow White, as their evidence of their progressive approach. Well, this is what happens. However, box office figures suggest the company's move towards DEI, which also included putting content warnings on classics such as Dumbo, has alienated some fans. Some. I think a lot of fans. Zegler's comments and the direction of the new Snow White movie has upset David Hale Hand, the son of the late David Hand, who was the supervising director for the original cartoon. Like, you know you've effed up when you've done that, and yet Disney, again, they kept her. The original was the way it should be. From what I've read, the new film bears no reflection to the original story. It's gonna be it's gonna be great. The original was the way it should be. From what I've read, the new film bears no reflection to the original story, said Han93, who revealed he won't be catching the new release. It's so far off base that it's ridiculous. He added the changes are enough to make his father and Walt Disney roll in their graves. His wife Sandra Han also told Page 6 they've taken it and moved into the politics of what is woke. They're taking a beautiful and beautifully drawn story and destroying what was Snow White. The fact you have people like this coming out and talking about it is just insane. Again, man, a lot of controversy still surrounding this film. On the 14th of March, it is not looking good. And talking about things not looking good for this film, the Daily Mail have reported again secret data that suggests woke Snow White reboot will flop after star Rachel Zegler's outburst. The woke Snow White live-action adaptation could be set to flop at cinemas in its opening weekend, new data has indicated. The $270 million remake of the 1937 classic will debut next week, but it has been beset by multiple controversies, including lead star Rachel Zegler panning the original film for its sexist traditional romance plot to the reimagining of the Seven Dwarfs as a diverse group of magical creatures of all heights, gender, and race. Do you remember that news story that came out that they were going to do that? Then apparently they went ahead and included the CGI dwarfs because of the backlash. They should have just stopped with this film altogether ages ago. Amid claims Disney doesn't know what to do with Zegler 23, the fact she's 23 years old and she's still acting like this just shows you how entitled these new actors are. The film is currently tracking to take in just $50 million in its opening weekend in the US and Canada, according to the analysis of pre-release audience surveys obtained by the LA Times. Sean Robbins, the director of analytics at movie ticket seller Fandango and founder of tracking site Box Office Theory, says the unimpressive predicted opening could be down to the age of the film's intellectual property. Yeah, I don't think it's that, my friend. Let's be honest, let's not bullshit each other. While previous remakes of films originally released in the 80s and 90s appeal to millennials and Gen X who have children, Robbins says Snow White may not be as recognizable a figure for younger audiences. What are you on about? And talking of ticket sales, we have that part placed with this article. Disney puts Snow White tickets on sale just 10 days before release, and it's not looking good. Like the whole film. Disney Springs AMC dedicates minimal screens to Zegler release. I even checked my local cinema earlier before making this video to see what was going on with the tickets. Yeah, not looking good. Perhaps the most telling sign of the movie's troubled prospects is its lackluster presence at AMC Disney Springs in Orlando, Florida, a theater where Disney traditionally pulls out all the stops for major releases. Normally for a high-profile Disney film, multiple screens are dedicated to its debut, including both the standard and dine-in theaters. However, an analysis of the Snow White preview and opening night showtime suggests Disney isn't expecting a strong turnout. Whilst Disney have to take a lot of blame here, let's be honest about that one. They hired Rachel Zegler, but they weren't to know, let's be fair, that she was going to come out and say all of this stuff. However, they chose to go down this road. They chose to go very progressive, and look how it's turned out. But I want to hear your thoughts down below, ladies and gentlemen. What are your thoughts on, especially the first article I read out, the shocking new claims about Disney's Snow White star Rachel Zegler and how she's out of control and Disney don't know what to do with her? I'd like to know. If you have enjoyed, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. Share this video, follow my socials down below in the description. But until next time, it has been your host JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace.